Hello everyone, and welcome to Matchday 2 of the Éire BB Season 2, where we have our lovely Renegades versus Jed's Necro in what was a fun matchup, streamed live over on my Twitch. I think the TV was pretty close, yeah, 20k of a difference. I think it was maybe 25, but it is what it is. So, Jed won the toss, forced us to defend first. Really nice team. I think we've all basically seen ours before, haven't we? I don't know if anything has changed since the last game. All this looks fine. Yeah, I think everything is the same. So, what's Jed got? Jed's got two wolves. One of them was Block and Mighty Blow. He's got a Bloodstep Wolf. He's got a Wrestle Zombie. Mighty Blow Guard Rate. He has lovely rates. Two Mighty Blow Guard Rates. DP. Block Ghoul. Block Fleshy. Rookie Fleshy. And 13 players. 3 rerolls. It's a nice Necro team. Very symmetric. Very well built. And Jed's a good player. He's been doing some great work. Getting some good results. And then he has to face our almost meme team. Changing weather just means the kick is a bit deep. And yeah, Jed just starts banging on men's, really, right? You know, his setup is pretty good in terms of blitz protection and stuff. Not that the Renegades are the most reactive team anyway, right? We're not very likely to profit too much from a deep kick blitz other than take a hit somewhere, right? So, all the hits were survived. Goes for the pickup. Fails the pickup. And doesn't put the reroll into it, which I think is fine, isn't it? So Minor refuses to move, so we get a lovely 2D here on this Fleshy. Gets the knockdown, and then because they did fail the pickup, I thought we would try and put something in the backfield. You know, to at least make them pick the ball up next turn. Or at least try. So, Mighty Blow gets a casualty. Kills him. But regen does work. So he's totally fine. Move the emotional support orc away from the Rat Ogre. And the Rat Ogre immediately decides to roll a 1. Ooh. So, Jed recognizing the threat in the backfield, goes for the blitz on him. Claw Mighty does nothing. Ball is in the end zone, so you know, failed pickup into scatter could be really interesting, but gets the pickup, no reroll required. And yeah, just does a bit of screening to protect it. In comes the foul. DP gets a stun. Good little turn. We immediately start off by knocking down this Flesh Golem again. had enough of this Flesh Golem and his antics. Ogre gets the blitz on the DP. Into stun, so at least no DP fell next turn. And then the Rat Ogre does want to move. And yeah, we just, you know, tighten up our defense somewhat, I suppose. Defending is quite hard as Renegades. Especially when your opponents have had to run so far back down the field. We saw it in the last game against the Wood Elves where they DAC'd, and I just completely ignored the fact that, you know, we were playing a game of Blood Bowl, stayed at the halfway line, tried to foul a catcher and got 3 of my players sent off. Or 2 of my players sent off, I think. Although we did get 4 sent off in total. Or no, we got caught 4 times, wasn't it? Yeah. So, foul does nothing. Rolled a 5. With the 3 assists, brings it to 8. So, even with DP, wouldn't have done anything. Minotaur eats our blitz. Rat Ogre also rolled a 2. Doesn't remove. Just a push there. We did this hit wrong as well. I think we were blitzing this zombie. So then we could have done the hit this way and then tried to free up these guys. And then I tried to double rush to base the ball with the pro guy, and we failed the rush, failed the pro. And yeah, that was the end of it. Jed 1 and 9s and puts the reroll in to get the knockdown on the ogre. Gets a mighty blow hit on the orc, who's fine. Snakes the armor. Gets a mighty blow hit on the frenzy guy, who's also fine. Just a normal POW on the lino, who is stunned. And gets up and fouls the ogre for stun. Didn't even need any of the assists to get through the armor there. Just straight up 10s. Easy. So there is some dice on the ball here. If we can play our cards right. But we just opt to base the ball with the Mino. Because the Mino at this point is still trying to get 2 SPP to finally get to block. So we just send the Dark Elf to base everything. Rat Ogre comes in, bases up as well. You know, tried to punish them for, you know, making so many assists on the foul and then trying to push forward anyway. Block Fleshy gets a POW on the ogre, on the orc even, who is fine. 1 and 9s from the zombie into double skulls. So pretty rough 1 and 81 for Jed there. The POW there means he could get 2 dice on the Rat Ogre and then probably 2 dice on the Mino to clear the ball. So I understand the blockless block. So Ball Carrier Ghoul survives 2 into 2. We tried to knock down this Fleshy on a 2+ to, well, not on a 2+, on a 3+ to move him out the way so we could blitz the ball. And he refused. But the Rat Ogre decided to help us out and chasm for the game. So another 2 into 2 with the rat. And we get him on the 8 dice. Finally rolls a POW. Into KO, so huge momentum shift here. Fails to pick up, puts in the reroll, and now things aren't looking too terribly. We can't quite screen this properly. You know, there is some hits back, I think, but I don't think running backwards to leave a 3+ dodge for Wolf would help us much either. So, gets the guard in. So, dodge with the Wolf into 2D on the ball. The Orc takes his customary hit from the Fleshy. And armor is fine, so he'll go and say hello next turn. And then Jed double skulls. So, really rough couple of turns of dice for Jed. York gets back up, says hello to the fleshy. The ogre finally stands after, you know, doing nothing for the last 3 turns. He's finally back. Gets a push. And then the rat decides to take down the wraith. And then I think we should put this ball in a different square than this one. But it's hard to know where to put the ball here. Like, the rest of our team are still completely on the wrong side of our opponents. I was thinking maybe we should tag this guy, but all we had left after doing all this was the movement bus guy, and he can't even get there on a double rush. So tackle and tail on the wolf. Otherwise, so dodge up to here and then 2 into 2. But fails the 4+ dodge with dodge. So pretty solid drive for us all in all. You know, what was looking quite rough for us. Couple of bad dice rolls for Jed meant that we were able to somehow get the ball, run off, and then try and keep it safe. Although there was dice on the ball like every turn. But we survived. So Jed goes for the hit on the ball again. So 4+, 3+ this time. Tentacles. Doesn't do anything. And he gets the 4-3 to hit the ball. Gets a push on the first rush. Gets a push on the second rush. Doesn't force us in. You know, to give us a 1 in 36 dodge off, I suppose. So, our turn 8. Just trying to free up some guys so that we could maybe blitz in such a way that he can't base the ball, but I actually don't think it's possible. So we're going for the wrestle hit. Which we rolled double pushes and we failed the pro, so we do have the 1 in 36 dodge then. Decided to take this 3D with the ogre, and we get the 2+. So 1-0 to us at halftime. Their ghoul comes back. I think that's about it, isn't it? The ghoul comes back. They took like 3 removals that half. The fleshy got Kaz, the ghoul got KO'd, and a zombie got Kaz, but the regen worked. So quick snap for us. Get to try and cull the zombie herd once more. Reroll has to go in yet again for the elf to pick up the ball. 2 pickups requiring 2 rerolls. Ogre blitz on the fleshy does nothing. Orc does get a Kaz. The regen does work. But Necro down to 10 for the drive. Mino was set up for a perfect 3 dice and decided he didn't want to play a game, which is very fitting of the Mino. So Jed gets the 2D back on the ogre. Because the ogre didn't knock down the fleshy got to hit him back. But he's fine. And then goes for a 1D on the cage corner. Which meant he got to come in for the 1D hit on the ball. All because the Minotaur didn't want to activate. But you know, 2 1D pows, right? Is a bit frustrating. Foul gets a KO, which we turn into a stun using the apple. And then yeah, we've a wolf problem to solve. So tackle guy does get a pow first time, which is really, really good. The pro wrestler gets to come in and pow the other wolf. So, you know, I had visions of this being a really good turn with 2 dead wolves. It wasn't to be. The Dark Elf rolled another 1. So, has rolled 3 ones trying to pick up the ball. The Mino finally gets his Kaz, though, to bring him up to block. You know, absolute, we'll take it. That's the only thing that matters at this stage, is that the Minotaur gets blocked. It's been so long. The Minotaur, who was renamed Bozzy Boz, because Bozzy Boz did comment on the video where I said, if you want to be on the team, you can be on the team. So I suppose I'll throw it out there again for anyone. If you want to be on the team, any of the players can be renamed. So just let me know if you want to be on the team and what player you want to be. Right now, it's only the Minotaur that isn't named. So happy to rename everyone. It'll be a bit of fun, you know. We can mourn you when you die. And we can celebrate you when you do something good. Gets the claw hit on the orc. Classic Necro dodge. Which was totally unneeded as well, by the way. He could have taken the block the first time and not have to dodge, but... another foul on the ogre, which is caught and sent off. So I think we now have like a 2-player advantage this drive. Ball in hand. Thing is looking quite good at the moment. So we decide we're going to burst down the sideline. Gets the pow and we get to base the wolf, which is very nice. The Mino even wants to move. So it's looking pretty nice, you know. 2-player advantage now. A touchdown up. Bursting down the side. All is pretty well screened. I think I would prefer 1 back, actually. I don't know if we need it to be so far up, but... Necro's back. They get the 1D, which is really interesting because if he put in the assist, he would have had 2 into 2 with the other wolf rather than the 1D. But this way, he gets to hit both the Mino and the rat. So, who's to say? The raid Kaz is our tackler. So we're down to 10 with a stunned Mino and an ogre who hadn't played the first 3 turns of this drive. So I thought things looked a bit shut down, so I said we'd come back. gets the power on the pro wrestler. And then gets the 1D push on the ogre to free up the rate. And the rate goes for a big long walk right around the back of my cage to get the 2D on the ball. Which we do manage to survive. Cost Jed, was it 1 or 2 rerolls? 2 rerolls that ball sack attempt. Just a push, which is problematic. Because now we have 2 sidesteppers on the ball. Can only take care of one of them. And then my orc 1 in 81s. So the plan here was, if the game will actually show me. So the plan here was this guy ran around to this corner. So the Dark Elf could blitz off. Which meant that this guy, or the wolf, was forced into one of these squares. Probably this square. And then we dodge over here. But what I wanted to do was, I wanted to use the Dauntless to see if we could knock down the Flesh Golem before we did this. So then the rat would have come down to here. Which I guess still isn't particularly safe, is it? Because you just stand up. And the wolf just runs around. But it's better than what actually happened, isn't it? It's better than just instantly turning over. So Jed does get 2D on the ball with Claw Mighty. And into removal. Another removal. And yeah, at this stage it's basically just when's he gonna score? So gets the dodge, or gets the pickup, gets the dodge, and then we roll 6 on the tentacles to keep the wolf in place. To give us a chance of clawing back the win. Although I guess it's pretty unlikely. So the Mino gets the power on the fleshy to free up the rat, who does a double rush, and we just keep him in place. And the rat ogre does knock down the rate. And a push on that wolf. So we do actually have this 2D here as well, right? And I decided against taking it because, well, we push him out to here, don't we? Like, if we don't power him, we push him out to here. And even if we do power him, like, he still has, like, the wolf and the ghoul to pick the ball up next turn. So he got the 2 into 2. And then had to score because otherwise the rat ogre is probably on the ball next turn. So, good job, Jed. Dark Elf wakes up, giving us 2 turns with no rerolls to try and do the touchdown. Although, to be honest, I was a bit more worried about conceding and losing the game. We did set up for TTM, I think. And we have some players up there, but like we've no rerolls, so trying to burst through Necro anyway isn't going to work very well. So, and then a nice deep kick, but we do get a reroll. But yeah, I think my game plan here was, alright, fine, we got a draw. I'd have taken the draw at the start of the game. Let's not lose the game and maybe give ourselves the opportunity to TTM on turn 16. But first and foremost, protect the draw. Protect the point. And then the ogre does bonehead, which is a bit annoying. And the Mino decides to walk himself straight into danger. Which is always nice. I love when he does that. He's so good. And then the rat fails to pick up the ball. And that was our 15. So then Jed's 15. Gets the wrestle down on the tentacles. And then comes for the blitz on the goblin. Fails the rush. Last reroll goes in. Doesn't get the POW. But does separate the goblin from the ogre, so the TTM is quite hard, isn't it? You know, talking like 3+ pickup, 4+ handoff, a blitz somewhere, dodge from the ogre to pick it up to throw it. Like it's just super unlikely. My main concern was the fact he had a wolf in scoring range. Which we refused to POW, and who got closer and closer to the end zone. Although Jed was a bit more worried on actually stopping us scoring back. But yeah. So obviously with the ogre hit, I settled in on the draw and just tried to protect everything as I could. Dark Elf for the first time in the game doesn't roll a 1 on the pickup, which is very good because we didn't have a reroll this time. And yeah, basically just screen the ball, settle in for the 1-1 draw, and give Jed a final round of hits, which isn't that much, is it? But I think Jed was actually going for the ball here and going for the win on the 5+, 3+. Dodge, POW, pick up, score. So not very likely, but you never know. I've lost games before. So yeah, a fun little game where both of us got turned over on our drives. Yeah, fun little game. But most importantly, well, obviously, you know, having fun is quite important, isn't it? But what matters quite a lot to me anyway is that our Minotaur has finally gone block. Woo! Which is super exciting. We cycled the Orc, who had Dauntless. Dauntless is fine, but I think we have too many random skills on this team. So I wouldn't mind saving up for block, I think. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you all next week for whenever I have Matchday 3. Bye now.